What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Perry's Politics today. And people, believe it or not, before we get into the story, we got Pops back. He decided to return. Of course, Sherelle is here. But people, we all know that we woke up this morning to what we sort of already knew what was coming. He been setting this thing up. He done went to Venezuela, trying to go to Cuba, and everybody, of course, remember Greenland. But we woke up to what we know he was setting up from the beginning. And Israel, his sidekick, and we'll get into all this later on, actually attacked Iran. I did a video on it earlier today, and now they are claiming that the supreme leader of Iran is no longer here, that they took him out. So that's where we at with that. And I talked about it a little bit this morning on the show. Well, not much. I just played those clips. But how y'all feel about this whole thing, Sherelle or Pops?
It's devastating. He's picking on people for no reason. He's starting wars so he can remain in power. He's not leaving. I told y'all, he's not leaving in 3 years. We are now under a dictatorship. But what he does is he picks on people. He bullies. They didn't do anything to us. He didn't want Barack Obama to get that new Peace Nobel Prize or whatever it's called. And he and he went around to see which place he wanted to go, what area he wanted to start a war in. He's been planning a war since day one. But what happens is you go into somebody's country that is not messing with you at all. You kidnap their presidents. And in this case, you unalive their president. He's hitting schools where regular people live. And then when they retaliate, he's going to call them animals. He has a history of doing this. They just start shit with people. And then when a person snaps and say, I'm done, because they'll take their own life in an effort to get back. And now it's a bit extreme, but I'm not living under the regime where this white president just comes in and just starts bombing people. You would feel hostile too. And then they turn around and say, look at them, they're animals. Mm-hmm. Pop, what are your thoughts?
Well, he beaten to a different drummer than anybody we ever had for president before. So, he's definitely prejudiced. Everybody know that. I mean, he hasn't got no good qualities that I can think of right now.
Not one.
But they put him in there, and so he's in there now. So we just have to watch what he do and speak up when he's wrong and sit back when he's right. So far he just trying to create a war to give you something else to look at besides looking at the stuff that he's accused of with the guy. So he's just trying to keep, I think, all the eyes off of that for a while. The Epstein stuff. But he's dirty as he could be, But I don't think he get away with it.
He has not one redeemable quality. It's not one thing nice I could say about him. Not one. Including with the hair.
But this time, like I agree with y'all, this time I think he effed with the wrong person. Let's keep it real. Do Iran think they can win? Probably not. But they can seek justice. Now the Middle East is about ready to go crazy. If they can't get us, they gonna get our bases over there, other people, other countries. They gonna create havoc on their own. But it's the thing. They kicked it out and did this. Now let's get back to the report, because Israel and United States wanting to confirm, basically saying that they took out the supreme leader. Of course, Iran said it's not, but here's that report, and you make up your mind.
Reports as we come on the air that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed in today's joint attack by the U.S. and Israel. This, according to a senior Israeli official and a major Israeli broadcaster reporting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been shown a photo of Khamenei's body. Khamenei has been the leader of Iran since 1989. This would be big news if, in fact, true. He's the longest-serving autocrat in the Middle East. The 86-year-old previously served as Iran's president, and he has controlled Iran's foreign and military policy, including its nuclear program, for decades. So let's get to Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan, who's been following this for us as well. Margaret, what do we know at this hour?
Well, Tony, I can tell you what my sources and our CBS reporting is at this hour. And a senior Israeli official told me that based on the bomb damage assessment seen at this point, the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is presumed to be dead. That is as precise as the Israeli government is getting at this point in the confirmation they are sharing within their own government. Outside their government, within the political party of Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, our reporters in Israel is hearing that members of the political party he belongs to are also being informed that Khamenei is dead. So you don't yet have official confirmation in terms of, for example, something as hard as a DNA sample, something that the U.S. government often waits for. But you have, based on a bomb damage assessment, a bomb damage from that explosion on the compound where he was believed to be earlier today. That is what the Israeli government is signaling. And you had earlier today an oblique reference made by the prime minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, in a speech where he said it looked like the signs are that the Ayatollah is no more.
And trust me, people, you can't believe a damn word Netanyahu says, right? And I think this whole thing is bigger than what a lot of people think. A lot of people, first impression, he's doing this to distract. I think he's pimping America, people. He's pimping America. And what I mean by
what does that mean?
Well, that he's the pimp and he's putting you on the street corner. He's using his presidency to milk money under his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, getting billions of dollars from Qatar, Saudi Arabia. They're getting all these hotels, and return getting planes, right? He's getting planes. And think about what they get in return. They get protection. They get the big bully that Trump want to be. They pay him. Iran is Qatar's enemies, Saudi enemies. And I think that at the end of the day, they got him doing their dirty work. They basically paying him to go to war.
I'm confused what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying, Pop? Okay, I'm basically saying this, that he's basically taking money for these people. When people give you money, they expect
what people?
Saudi Arabia, Qatar, some of these
are you saying Qatar?
Yeah, Mid-Eastern countries are giving him gifts, showering the son-in-law so it don't seem like it's going right to him. Mm-hmm. And then that coin they got out that they can put money into.
Right.
They really paying him to be their mercenary, in my opinion.
What do you think about what Perry's saying? He's saying that there are Arab nations going against each other, and one side is paying off 47 to protect them. Do you think that's true? Right? That's what you're saying, right?
Well, you can't hardly rule anything out. Nobody knows what he's doing, but you can't rule it out because he's scandalous.
But Perry, you don't think he's doing. Perry, you don't think he's doing this to stay in power?
Well, no. Okay. The main reason he's doing it, that money that he's getting, billions of dollars, is giving him power. Now, I said that this is the thing that he got to give back to them. When you get donors that don you and give you money, you get to get them back something in return. And there's other reasons he's doing it, for a backup, just in case he can't rig the election this year, and to have something going on, because he's saying this operation gonna go for a couple days, right? Really, when you mess with a country like Iran, this can go 5 or 6 years. That would take him through 2028. So yes, this is a backup, but this is also to give back to the countries that gave him billions. That's my opinion. I don't have proof of it. That's just how I look at it. Just like with Elon, Elon do stuff for him. He's forced to do things back, give him government contracts, things like that. It's a give and take, but it's only for the rich. You don't agree? I mean, because we could say this all day. He said that he destroyed the nuclear technology over there, right? That he obliviated it, right? Well, if you really did that months ago, why are you saying they can have one next week, tomorrow? It comes from Netanyahu that's really doing the same thing to his country. They all want to be dictators, in my opinion.
You think Benjamin Netanyahu is, well, he's shady man, very,
Right.
very shady.
Mhm.
And in essence, he's asking 47 for favors.
Right. And think about this too. Now you got that, then you I wish I would have downloaded that little thing. Remember he did like 47 did a thing of Gaza, right? An AI thing that once they go back and fix up Gaza, it had statues of him, hotels and stores with his name
Statues
on
of who?
Trump.
Well,
It's an AI thing. After they had bombed the hell out of Gaza, messed it up, it's an AI visual of them making it luxury now, with big statues in the courtyard of him. The hotels, stores got his name all over it because his ego is out there. And think about this. Now, Netanyahu want to get rid of all those people, right? He want to take over Gaza. He got the right person, Trump, that want to have his name all over Gaza. Everything's for the buck. He ain't doing nothing for nobody else. It's for his ego and dollar bills. That's why I'm saying Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they know he'll do anything for money. And this is what they get back in return. It's like a lobbyist, right? When they come and donate to your campaign, what do they do next? They ask for something. If
well, do
he
you
wasn't worried about the nuclear stuff over there, why are they attacking? And then they've been having conversations and they supposed to have met back again Monday to continue talks, right? Well, the Hillary and Bill thing didn't work. They still want me to release the files. And I
But
still,
Perry, you're confusing me because you're saying that you think he did it because of Benjamin Netanyahu and all these private deals that he made. But then now you're saying he's doing it for Epstein files.
okay, no. The Epstein files would be at the least of it at this point.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is he got multiple reasons.
Uh-huh.
It's just that when you owe somebody, you owe them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hop,
They all
what are you?
crooks.
Yeah.
They all crooks. So it's hard to, when you talk about everybody's a crook, it's hard to distinguish one crook from another crook because they all crooks. You know, but there's no doubt they all have their own self-interest, but their self-interest ain't got nothing to do with the public. Ain't got nothing to do with us. You know, it's what they do. They got the self-interest to make themselves rich and stuff. So now you got two bad guys, Iran a bad guy, America a bad guy. So, you know, both crooks, so who you gonna point your finger at? You know, just depending what side you are. You know, who gets the most, but they corrupt. But mostly all of them right now that's in power is corrupt. Most all the leaders, and probably you can't probably name one or two that's not, but most of them corrupt. And when the United States leading the way, it used to be a time the United States, but they leading the way. They the biggest crook. But you got all them guys now running countries that's crooks. So how you distinguish from one crook from another crook? I guess who he getting at the minute. You know, but they all just crooks. They are for themselves. To get rich, to enrich themselves. They're not thinking about the people. You know, Iran is not a good country, but the United States ain't no better.
Right.
You know?
What do you think of that, Perry?
Let me read this super chat. Thanks, Miss Bryant. She says, it's been a minute. I wanted to say hello to everyone and let's pray for our country and our allies. My son is still active. Prayers out to your son in the Navy. My oldest daughter and her husband are in the Marines.
Mm.
Trump wants a war and pocket cash. So it's a combination of a lot of things. I would agree, but I always think that the thing at the bottom of it would be the Epstein thing. He owed those people. That jet wasn't free. Those golf courses, those hotels, those billions of dollars that they given, what's his little son-in-law name?
Jared.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah, it's not for free. It is not for free. So that's what I think is doing it. And then on top of that, I would say his ego is over the Epstein files. You know, if I had to put other reasons why he want to attack, he act like a kid that never been loved, never got no respect, and he came out to be this bully. Why do you think he did the Venezuela the way he did? He's thinking that he's the strength, not United States, that I'm the bad wolf that can blow your house down, right? He think that he's the toughest guy. He's a bully. Remember, he tried to bully Greenland. He's a bully, and he think this makes him look tough when you go out and strike. He have struck 7 nations, had strikes on 7 nations within 13 months.
But what do you think he's feeling about the Epstein file? Are you saying he's not worried about it?
Well, at this point, I don't think he's worried about it like that. Now, it bothers him because he hate to be looked bad at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got the people in there that's knowing they ain't gonna give up the stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he want to be tough. He want to be known as a dictator. A dictator ain't soft. A dictator is out there, right? That's what he's doing. He's wilding out. That's what I just feel like that's what he's doing.
Pop, I'm a nervous wreck. Is this gonna be how it is for a while? Do you see any ending soon? What about the 3 years? Do you think he's still gonna be our dictator?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna get stopped.
By who?
By the other politicians and people.
Are you talking about Republicans?
The other politicians, Republican or Democrat, don't matter. But people more are gonna start ganging up on him as time go on. The people already ain't with him, so it's gonna be the people and the other politicians that get him out there. He's not gonna make it. There's no way in hell he's gonna make it. You know. And once they jump off, he's allowed to go to jail. You know.
He should go to jail. Will he
Will
ever pay the price? What about what he did to the children, to the minors?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It got to come to light. He's doing everything in his power to stop it. The cowards underneath him ain't got the courage to go against him. So, and even though we talk about it today, we've been talking about it for months. You get a little this, a little that. Like, he do what he want to do. They ain't going to release him unless he called them and say, hey, I want you to do this, right? Mm-hmm. It's not looking that way. The same way, you know, to actually strike this country and start this war, he should have went through Congress. But he feel like he don't have to do it.
Oh, that's right. He didn't go through Congress.
Right.
And nobody's going to do anything. Well, what can we do? Right.
Because you get the other cowards that's going to protect him. But let me play this clip too, and maybe this can give you an insight on what I'm trying to tell you. Now, this little clip, I thought it was like about talking about Saudi and Qatar.
Today is new right now. We're just getting word that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia says they will join the U.S. in the operation against the Islamic Republic of Iran. They said that this comes in the wake of Iran attacking the U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. I just spoke to a senior U.S. official who said the Iranians made a big mistake by firing on Arab coalition partners. Now they are likely to respond. So by Iran firing missiles at UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan, they are now likely to fire back at Iranian targets. So those coalition partners are now going to enter this operation that started off as a U.S.-Israeli operation. That is very, very significant, and we haven't seen that happen in the past. The U.S. military has been focusing on high-value targets, I'm told, the IRGC, significant facilities.
Well, I'm just telling you like the relationship in like how Iran, Qatar, Saudi, that's their enemy. And you got Israel sitting there, they got nukes. Now they sitting there basically wanting somebody to attack. Israel couldn't do the things they do without the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Israel is cool, is a good ally to have over there to a certain degree. It's just the leader of Israel that I can't take. And like I said, if Iran can't get us, they gonna create havoc all over the Middle East, Saudi, and all that. And Saudi saying, "Well, thank you for going to attack them for it because it's in their best interest. They want Iran gone, right?" And Saudi ain't got a big enough army to do anything. That's why we had to go and fight their war. To be quite honest with you.
Somebody in the chat said that they just hit Dubai, Iran. So I pulled it up and let me read this really quick. Okay. It says that President Trump says Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, was this pop-up keeps popping up. Hold on. Was unalive today in a massive U.S. and Israeli attack, which Trump said will continue with heavy bombing throughout the week. Iran has claimed its leaders are safe and sound. They're lying, aren't they?
Well, we don't know. See, now that part, of course, they said they haven't got a body to confirm it. But then they'll say, according to where they dropped the bombs, that he should be. Now, you can't trust either side. Iran will lie to you too.
That's what Pop just said. Yeah.
Right. So that's the whole thing. And until they show a body, like bin Laden, they had certain things they had to go through. And with your leader, Sherelle, that you love so much, he would do anything to put a badge on his chest.
Who's my leader?
The orange monkey. Right. So, but let me read this from Miss Brown. She is too sweet. And thanks for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. She said, "Oh, most definitely the Epstein files. Prayers to all his survivors. The truth is near. He's a pedo. Shame on all protecting him, contributing to the cover up. Nixon Attorney General went to jail afterwards. So will Bondi." Yeah. Now I think people under him will go, but I don't think he'll go. Is he supposed to have that president immunity stuff and all that stuff like that? So, but thanks again, Miss Bryant, for that super chat. That's too kind. That's two of them. But no, Sherelle, I'm just saying this whole thing is just a trip. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. I think it's a big gamut. And really, Pops can relate to this. He's running the stuff like the mobs would do.
Yep.
Just like it. Because I remember I laughed at Pops. And Pop go, "Yeah, he's a gangster." I was like, "Yeah, come on. That chump."
You do.
But he is. He is. Definitely. The Pops was right about it. When you look at it now, he's getting hand over fist cash by the second. He have enriched his family so bad. They getting billions, people. Billions of dollars. Hotels, golf courses. And he want his name all over the place.
Which is weird.
He'll want to be Putin. You know, that's how I'm looking at it.
They're saying that all flights have been canceled in the Middle East, all of them. So that's not just Dubai, it's Israel, it's Iran, Iraq, Syria, Jordan. All flights are canceled. All flights are.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I would hope so. I wouldn't want to be flying in or out. I mean, because you got these missiles flying. Let's keep it real. And it's going to get worse. Israel feeling cocky. You got Saudi, you got Qatar saying, yeah, they got their pom-poms out because they ain't doing nothing else. But they're funding, not America, they funding his pockets, his family's pockets for Americans to fight their war.
Do you think the physical fighting will reach the United States?
Well, no, but where it's going to reach is where we have casualties.
Yeah.
This ain't going to stop for a couple things. We got bases over there that they can reach.
Yeah.
They can't reach here,
Right.
but it's bases and we got troops all over. And eventually, if you really going to take charge and take over Iran, you're going to have to send troops in there.
Oh, no. I can't handle war. I've been through that with my father and now you, and it's just bad. It's just always ends bad. Pop, do you think it'll be another, what did you call that kind of war that you fought in Vietnam? Like the type of combat where it's
guerrilla warfare?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Uh-huh. Do you think it'll be a guerrilla warfare?
No.
What do you think? It'll be more high tech, like missile?
Definitely high tech. You know.
I hate war, but is that better? The high tech wars, is it better than the old?
No, everything killing you, so it ain't better. They sit at home and push a button and kill 300-400 people. So I wouldn't say it's better. Might be better for the army or something. Because the bombs now turn corners. When the last thing I was watching on war, they was at home and the guy, that might be Marvin in war, I don't know. And they was at home showing on TV and the bomb turned the corner. I couldn't believe it.
No, I'm telling you, Pops, I've seen it. I'm up in my vehicle. The helicopter just hover right next to me and it's shaking like this. You watch the missile drop. It drops just like this and it's hovering because we're getting firing from some bunkers. This thing take off, whips around because they got it like a remote control, right? And knock this bunker. Only thing the firing stop, and that's why you see there's a big explosion. It takes care of it. Like, is it better? Yeah, it's better because you ain't got boots on the ground. But in order to do what they want to do, it's good for striking, doing that kind of stuff. They're gonna have to have boots on the ground. That's the part they ain't gonna never want to talk about.
So today they're saying that they blew up 2 schools. What do they get out of unaliving children?
Now,
they use it for the enemy set up in the school, figure nobody will bomb them. So they set up in the school, walkie-talkie through the school, in hospitals, because they figure the school and the hospital people won't bomb. But they so out of touch now, it's crazy. Might is all that matters now. They ain't caring about it. They forget is even, I think television messes up to make people forget that we're talking about people.
Mm-hmm.
When they say 500 was bombed, 500 dead, I don't think it's registering with people that these are people we talking about. We're not talking about a news clip or nothing. This is when they say 500 people died today, they mean 500 breathing human beings. But the world is so crooked now that you can't find a safe government. The United States ain't safe, care about their people. Israel don't care about their people. Iranians don't care about their people. That's why the people are rebelling and fighting, because nobody's caring about the people. All they care about the government now, who gets the money, Right. Because Iran don't care no more about their people than Trump care about us.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. And Trump the same way. Because guess what?
Yeah, all the countries though. All of them like that now.
If it's going to be some tragedies
for the little poor guy no more, just too bad.
I'm sorry, Pops. If it's going to be some casualties, it's not going to be his kid. See, and people will say, oh, yeah, well, that's over there. 500 of those people, a life is a life. And on our half, some doing this operation, some of ours going to be gone too. But let me read this real fast. Paula Friday says, look what he has done to our country in 1 year. What's going to happen in the next 3 years? A lot more. I just said he attacked 7 nations in 13 months. And if he get any kind of good press off doing something, he'll keep doing it because he's an egomaniac. He's just out there, right? But it's just crazy. But so we got that going on, and people are gonna lose their life. And like you was talking about that the school, whether that girls' school or whatever that got hit. Sometimes they could be hot and stuff in it. Sometimes is you are off target. When you fly and do this stuff, sometimes you miss your target and hit other things. It's like an innocent bystander. Some people go out there directly to do that, like an apartment complex, because they want to create pain on a country. And I'm not saying they did that. I would say more likely it was a mistake, or that they had bad info that something else was there. And it could have been. I mean, because they ain't got no shame. The military will hide out into a school just because they feel like it's a safe zone. And if you hit it, it'll make you look bad in the public. You know what I'm saying?
I just got this aching pain in the pit of my stomach. I'm scared what the future is going to hold. Mm-hmm. And I feel like my father, in time, eventually something would happen. That could be 10 years from now. We don't know. And right. This is the new normal. Can you believe this is the new damn normal? Mm-hmm. And now all of our children are going to die if they go to this war because, you know, my kids are in that range, the draft range. And he said this time they're drafting everybody. They don't care if you got health problems or not, if you're in school or not, because during your time, Pop, they wouldn't draft you if you were in college, right?
Yeah.
But they're not doing that now.
You see, but you can't go without thinking. You can't just go and say because they're acting up right now that they're going to succeed. Because I don't believe they're going to succeed. They're going to try to do all kind of stuff. But sometimes in history and with the politician stuff, sometimes no matter what they do, it starts showing up. They try to hide it. That's what get them every time. Then it starts showing up. They try to hide it. Don't say this. Then somebody come out with something they said. But they're not going to be successful. There's no way you can step into people like that and think you're going to come out all right. It's not going to happen. You know, because,
well, I'm worried about home. I got 2 boys in the draft range.
Yeah, but they ain't fit to go now. They're too young. I'm saying by that time it'd be more straightened out. I think they might have to call some of the old guys back if they get to really fighting. But I don't think it's gonna work out for them. I really don't. You know, they might try to call everybody in and nobody goes. It ain't gonna work out like they're thinking. You know.
This is awful.
People not just gonna march down there like robots no more. You know.
And who in their right mind voted for this man? Some people wanted this. It's crazy. I don't know. Huh?
They ain't know he's gonna act like this.
You mean those well, what did they think he was going to do? He did it the first time. Remember when he became president the first time, the very first thing is he put a Muslim ban. And then when he realized how racist it sounded, they called it a traveling ban. He's just a horrible human being. He's worse than Hitler. He's horrible. He's horrible.
Well, he's just like Hitler. That's what he's brought up on.
Right. And of course, I mean, like, leave it today. We sitting here right now talking about like, damn, how can you go and just attack this country? His people, there you go. Go get them. Get rid of the immigrants and the ninjas and show them who's ruling this world. Go out there and take over these other countries. They are plotting him. But you know what? They are doing it now because I'm sure they got kids in the military until people start coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? Gina says this: give them their land back, and U.S. mind your business. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird when people think of war. they look at it as, okay, well, it's just something on TV. This is real people out there. Somebody's father, son, daughter, wife. You know what I'm saying?
Perry, in your tank, did you shoot off missiles?
Yes. No. Yeah. It's round. It's more ammo. Those missiles are a little different. Yes. And thanks, Catherine.
Tell them what I mean. War is just.
No, it's the damnedest thing. So people think it's like on TV. Now, some of the footage they show on those things, yes, it's like that. You see people down and all that. But you don't see that actor on this one movie, then you see him next week. When you gone out there on the battlefield, you gone. And it's just crazy. Like, I've never been so scared in my life when that moment came. Because after a while, I was scared when we landed, because you don't know what war's supposed to be. Then when you get settled, you're getting things, you feeling like, okay, well, ain't nothing happened yet. So you start to calm down until the nights we had to cross the minefield. And we saying, hey, we going in. And you don't did a lot of studying on these minefields. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so bad that you hesitant. You got a vehicle in front of you. You don't want to veer to the left or right because you figure that vehicle in front of you made it. Let me stay closer to this trail, right? But no, it's crazy when you start going through these tunnels because, like I said, you can drop bombs from airplanes every day, shoot missiles. But when you go through there to have to clear out and start hitting these tunnels, that's done on foot. And these tunnels are huge. Weapons, people, you seeing bodies everywhere. I mean, it's a bad thing.
I have two. I got you and my father that have been to war. This is unbelievable. Hopefully, we can keep my sons out of it, but it's not looking good. So, Pop, you've been through war before.
And hold on, Sherelle, and thanks, Catherine, for the super chat. I'm not sure if I told her. Go ahead.
What happens next? We just nothing we can do. I don't know what I'm looking for, but how long were you at war, Dad?
I don't know, a couple of years or so. I don't know, it might be longer than that, I don't know. But the war, they war on us every day. It's not so much the wars you're going to, it's the wars that you don't know that you're going to what gets you here in the States. If I'm overseas and I'm fighting, then I know I'm in a war. But here you come over here and you're fighting to survive, you're fighting for a paycheck, and you don't realize you're in a war. So the hardest war to fight is economic fighting war in the United States when you're working and stuff, and you don't know you've got to fight. That's the worst one. But if they send me over the field, give me a gun, and I'm fighting, well, I know what I'm doing. I know I got to shoot him before he shoots me. I know I'm fighting. But the bad part is when you're fighting broke and hungry and don't know where it's coming from because your government's supposed to be protecting you, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? You're just another instrument to make money. But I don't believe they'll get away with it. They never got away with it so far, but you can't say when it's going to stop. But people are not stupid. After a while, people get sick of being broke, sick of seeing them steal, and then somebody will say something. But it never works. It never works. It never works. But
for the first time,
they just think you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody's stupid.
But I was gonna say, but so far, that's what's happening. We know Israel, U.S. struck Iran.
Something's wrong with Benjamin Netanyahu too, isn't it, Perry?
Right. Yeah, and he probably in the files too. He probably in the files because we're gonna transfer over to these files. He probably in there too. No, I'm keeping it real.
You think Benjamin Netanyahu was in the Epstein files?
Yeah.
No, he really believed. He really, really believed that Jewish is better than any other race of people. He really believes that. He really believed that they're God-chosen people. And that's why he act like that, because he really believed it. He's a Zionist, and he really believed that they're God-chosen people. And some people call them imposter Jews because back in the day, Jews didn't look like that. Jews were dark-skinned people Now all of a sudden they light-skinned people, looking like white people. So,
Yeah.
Just like they did the Indians. I was talking to some lady called me because I told her my grandmother was Choctaw Indian, but she was dark like me.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of the dark-skinned Native Americans. It's insane. I never knew that Jewish people used to be dark. That's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's get into this thing because now everybody, know Hillary got questioned. Then here's Bill Clinton after his deposition. Just about 2-minute clip. You can
I have to say something personal. Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not the sweetheart deal that we got. But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me real pause. We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him. When the video of my testimony today is released, I hope it will motivate everyone to go in front of Congress to say what they know. I hope it will motivate the Justice Department to finally release all the files and to ensure that this never happens again. The survivors deserve that.
They ain't
First of
gonna release
all,
those damn files, huh?
how old is Bill? He looks very gaunt.
Yeah, he got to be 80?
Oh, he's in his
Don't make
80s.
me lie. I was about ready to tell you 86. I don't know where I got it from.
He looked very gaunt, but he spoke the truth. Why was Hillary brought in front of the Congress? For what?
For show and tell.
Ooh.
That they doing the same thing. And that Cromer guy, he got other things to worry about. It's making him famous because he's the face of it, and we're gonna show him. He still got the win in Texas. But anyway, I'm about ready to have to go off on his ass too. But look, the whole thing is they just trying to make a spectacle out of it. But by them doing this and bringing Hillary and Bill in there, you setting the precedents for other things. So check this video out of Robert Garcia talking about it and how it's setting the precedents. And then I added some clips of what's going through your leader's mind, Sherelle.
Add one other thing which I think is really important. Republicans have now set a new precedent, which is to bring in presidents and former presidents to testify. So we're once again going to make that call that we did yesterday. We are now asking and demanding that President Trump officially come in and testify in front of the Oversight Committee.
Millions and millions every week. When Epstein was alive, nobody cared about him.
Hillary Clinton said in her opening statement, if Republicans were serious about investigating Jeffrey Epstein, that you would call President Trump to testify. Why won't you?
Well, President Trump has answered hundreds, if not thousands, of questions from you all about Epstein, and I think he's been very transparent in releasing the documents. We expect, hopefully, more documents to come.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
You talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I didn't. I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned two names.
He got a lot of things he's doing, so that's why he didn't know about Elon and his cabinet secretary.
I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
The fact that they thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really.
Wow.
He just said, "Move on with your damn life," because he ain't got time to hear that. He instructed these fools not to get his information out those files. Don't never turn over the information with his name on it over. And he's not worried. He's worried about it because even while people talk about it, it makes him look bad. He wants somebody to cheer him. And sometimes he probably want his wife to even say she love him sometime, which I don't think that.
He keeps downplaying it, and he sounds absolutely crazy, but he's going to get away with R-ing a minor, one that we know of. Who knows what's in the files that they haven't released yet, and they're not going to release. Right. They'll come up with some excuse why they didn't release it. It's insane. It's just...
And then Eugene is right. He said they cherry picked those files before they released them. And then the ones that they ain't had time to get to, because it's a lot of work when you got to be pulling his name off every page. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely a freak, in my opinion. Now, has it been proven yet? No, but more likely it may not be.
Perry, I put a picture of Donald and Pam Bondi when she was younger. Can you put that on the screen? Yeah. She definitely was a client. Look at that. That is creepy, weird. I think they said 14, 15.
Damn.
And she does the most. This girl, when she went in front of Congress, she was talking crazy. And she was, you can't tell me nothing different, a part of the ring.
Yeah.
And they go back decades.
And she ain't got no problem lying. She just be up there and acting like it's true.
She's a despicable human being, or is she a victim?
Well,
because I say once you cross over and start doing other people and acting the way that she act, nah, you're a predator, ma'am. That's what I think.
Well, all right, for the most part. I mean, because victims can become predators. You see what I'm saying? So, and the way just her lying is just out of control for me.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about and would do anything. Anything. And, I ain't gonna say that. I'm just gonna keep it clean. Because I about to say if Melania ain't there for him, she might be.
We all know Melania was an escort. We all read it. It was in the Epstein files. He picked her out of a picture, had her sent over, fly over from, I believe it was Czechoslovakia, wherever she's from. And then here we go months later, you're married. And it's so weird. Like, these clients, the men that are involved in the Epstein files, why can't you just meet a woman the natural way? What's all this sickness going on? Like, it's so weird. Why are they doing all of this? It's so weird. And these men, do these men have mental health problems, Dad? Something's wrong. Why would you be with a 14-year-old and you're a grown-ass man?
Because you're sick.
Yeah.
So they all have mental health issues.
Yeah, all of them sick. You know, you want to be with a 14-year-old, you're sick.
That's all. Go ahead, Perry. I'm tapped out.
They got self-esteem issues too. Because it's all about control. When you can't control a woman and feel adequate to a woman, and this is how they feel about themselves, then I got to be with a kid. and name these people involved. Yeah, I mean, we know why Melania was there. She wouldn't have picked him if she wasn't in that business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't even know how Melania can live like that. She's been with this maniac for years. You've known he's cheated on you from day one. Like, I don't know. I don't understand these kind of women either.
Well, she's paid well.
Yeah,
I understand
right.
that gold digger. And if she don't win all this time, and you know, it's bad when I say she probably hope he go out there and cheat, so that way he ain't got to be asking her. And it's sort of bad, but either way. But Sherelle and everybody, that's all I got. And because I got to get ready for my grandbabies.
Yeah, what else can we say? There's nothing we can say except we just went to war today. That's all I can say. Pop, you got any last words? Or just...
No, just everybody had to look out for themselves and their family because the government's not. So, you know, walk that thin line. Try not to do no wrong. If you broke, just try to hang in there because they're ready to lock everybody up. So, you know, just do what's right. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You got it, Eugene. He said, thanks for coming on. You know, and maybe tomorrow, like I'm telling you people, it's bad. It's a bad day. And as we on talking right now, we probably missing a lot that's going on. Because but tomorrow, I'm sure maybe I'll go on, but tonight I got to go and get my grandbabies and take them to the park or something. So I want to thank everybody for coming. And people, thank you so much for the super chats, because you know on this channel I really don't get paid. So thank you. You know, but it is what it is. At least I can get it off my chest.
Yeah.
So Pops, thanks for returning. Thanks for coming off strike and joining us.
I don't know why Perry keep messing with you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because they missed him when they miss him when he's not on.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, thanks everybody. On 3, let's say bye to everybody. 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye.